So you wanted to come and chat it up. So what's on your mind? Man, what are you, Nicole?
Ain't nowhere to run to. And no matter what I do, you know I be on my way.
Man, what are you, Nicole?
What's going on, mama?
I done it. You know they wanna phone. I get it. I got. Cause I'm that kind of woman. Classy ratchet, clutch it diva, gangsta leader, money fever, keep us heater, triple beamer. You know that I keep it coming.
This is Tasha Lyons telling you to tune into TheeEnicole.
Hey y'all, what's going on? Welcome back to another edition of Chatting It Up with. Okay, I know I've been missing on the Chatting It Up side, but to be quite frank, I haven't had anybody I really wanted to chat it up with. Okay, but a lot has been going on. I have a special treat for you guys. Me and Aunt Niecy tracked down a special person that a lot of y'all have been talking about, and we like to hear from the horse's mouth. Okay, we don't really do the speculations and things like that. So you guys are in for a treat. I want you to get your snacks, your drinks, and come on back, and we're gonna have a good old time. Okay. So today we have with us Sweet Tea in the building.
I am so glad to finally talk to you because I got questions.
I'm ready to answer them.
Yes. So if y'all don't know, which I don't understand why you wouldn't, but Sweet Tea is the new addition to this past season of Married to Medicine that just got finished wrapping up. So before we get into that side of things, Sweet Tea, tell us a little bit about who is Sweet Tea.
I'm a down home country girl, just laid back. I'm from Texas. I was born in Arkansas. I went to school at University of North Texas. I have a bachelor's degree in integrative studies. And I was in the Air Force Reserve as a pharmacy tech. I was on active duty for a short period of time in San Antonio. And then I moved on to DC, worked for the intelligence community, and living my best life, making good money, 6 figures. Then I came across my husband and slid in them DMs, and here I am.
I was one of those DMs.
And he slid that ring on that finger.
It go down in the DM. Okay.
It go down in the DM.
You know, how did you grow up? Like the area you grew up in and stuff like that?
Yes, I grew up in a very diverse town because I'm from a military town, Killeen, Fort Hood area. It's one of the largest Army bases here in the United States. And I just grew up in a really diverse town. Like I went to school with Blacks, Asians, whites, Hispanics, being from Texas.
All my cousins.
Yeah. So, my mom and my dad, they had me at a pretty young age. My parents were teen parents. And I have a twin sister, and I have another sister and a brother. And, I feel like I had everything that I wanted in life. Always I got what I needed. I may not always got everything I wanted, but I had everything I needed. And that's the most important.
Right. That's what counts.
Right. And, my family is from the country. They're originally from Arkansas. A small town called Cotton Plant. The population is like down.
Oh Lord, not Cotton Plant.
Cotton Plant, that's right. Everybody, they think I'm like joking when I say that, but it's a small town in Arkansas called Cotton Plant where both sides of my family, my mom and dad, they're both from there. And I'm just humble, I'm just, I'm blessed. I'm a very happy-go-lucky, bubbly person. I'm optimistic. And I'm here to spread the love.
Yes, that's what I'm all about over here in the galaxy, because unfortunately, I feel like our demographic is so stuck on the drama, the back and forth, eat the one upping of each other, because what you just said is that you are highly educated. You've been paid before you even came over here. And that is one of the narratives that I feel like was pushed during the show. Like, oh, she's some little girl that is, trying to ride on the coattails of other people. No, you was that girl before you came on the show.
Right. I just couldn't. The thing is, I just couldn't talk about my job that much because I work for the government, and I can't just be talking about my job all the time working for the government, and I want to
Right.
separate the show from my job, so I didn't want to bring it up that often. So maybe some
Right.
of the ladies, well, the dentist in particularly, wanted to make it seem like I came from nothing, but
Eleanor.
right.
We'll
It
get there a
ain't.
little later.
But
But
I just don't talk that much about what I do, and that's not, I don't feel like that's not that important. But like for you to shame me knowing your background and where you come from, I think that's kind of silly. Most Black Americans come from they come from small beginnings and mere beginnings,
mhm.
and I just feel like for you to act like you're one upping someone, that one up somebody, I don't think that's the best example that you should set for, especially young girls looking at us, and it's just not
Mhm.
smart to do that.
Absolutely.
I can relate to the hometown vibe because, I took E back to my hometown and she was like, "Where's the people? Where's the
Child, I didn't see no
people?"
humans for days.
And I
Wow.
can understand like there were a few stick built homes, in my neighborhood, a lot of people had modular homes, double wide, single wide. So I could definitely relate to that. And
Yeah.
but look at us now, babe.
That's all that matters. Like, it's not about where you come from, it's who you are today. You
Yeah,
know?
Right.
and I want to
And,
say something about what you just said, which is something that I really push over here. And it's about because they kept, well, I'm leaving the mess for the later half, you guys. But something she said stood out to me because that is what I push over here on this channel is that the ones that are younger than me, I wish I had a me to help them bypass different mistakes I've made and different things like that. So to basically look down on somebody that's younger than you when you're supposed to be helping them and showing them the way, being a mentor maybe of some sort, like even if you don't want to consider yourself a mentor, you haven't lived more life than me. I should be able to look up to you and aspire to be you, not you.
exactly.
You
I
understand?
should get guidance, and you should be able to, give me advice, and, embrace me.
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
unfortunately, I didn't fully get that from everybody. I got it from some of my other friends on the show, but it was just like, it was a lot just coming
Yeah.
in and knowing that I had just moved to Atlanta, starting a new job, planning a wedding. This was my first time living with a man, being
Oh
engaged and living
wow.
with. It was a
Okay.
lot of new that was going on. So it was
So
just kind
not
of,
only was you that girl beforehand, you have standards about yourself. And standards intimidate people a lot of times.
Mhm.
yes, yes. So I feel like no matter what I said, it was like, somebody was going to find something wrong with it. Like,
Yeah.
so
That's one
it's
thing.
just, and then being on camera is such an adjustment too, that you're not
Yeah.
used to, and getting your clothes ready. I'm working a full-time job, having to run out to go get this and that. And I'm planning a wedding. It was very overwhelming for my first season. And
Yeah.
also endometriosis, I shared my story about going through that. And that was something I was really dealing with in real time. And I actually really did
Mhm.
surgery. And there was time I was in pain. It was very stressful. It was just stressful. And my castmates were very aware of that.
We're
I
going to
want to
talk
get
about
back.
that because Niecy is an RN and I've been in the health field since I was in the ninth grade. So we are definitely going to talk about that. But before we get to that part, leading up to the show, what were your thoughts like when they asked you, did you even want to be a part of it and things like that? Because I feel like, and you correct me if I'm wrong, because this is just me as a viewer looking on, right?
Hmm.
Of course you was there as a new cast member to stir the pot. So how did you feel about, the position of how you came into the show?
Well, I didn't know what I was coming into, to be honest with you, because I'd never done reality TV. Now, the producers did reach out to us prior to Heavenly reaching out. And I think that maybe they pushed her to try to get us onto the show. But I had no idea. I was just gonna try to be myself, and I'm sure it was gonna stir. I knew it was gonna probably stir the pot, but also I actually released text messages between me and the dentist, and I had stated like I don't want to get into it with the ex-wife, like because honestly, that's just not gonna be a good thing. There's nothing for us to be fighting over. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
She has, got divorced, and they've been divorced for at least 5 years. So it was just kind of like I didn't want to go in and start anything with her because it just didn't make sense. And but also like I didn't plan on starting nothing with anybody. I was just trying to exist, and I knew that personalities would clash.
Right.
But some people, they don't have storylines. They don't want to show their actual lives, and they're going to be the bully or be the villain and do whatever it takes to not show their real lives because they're hiding something. They're trying to conceal something.
Okay, can we rewind it back? Because I really want to know what you and Greg did on your first date.
Ooh, okay. So after we had chatted for a while, I ended up coming out to Atlanta, and I was visiting my aunt. I have an aunt in Lawrenceville. And I actually met up with Gregory. I stayed in a hotel the first night because I knew I was meeting up with him the next morning. So he had hit me up. He was on call that weekend. He was working, and we ended up going to a restaurant, and it was like I think it was 6 feet under in Atlanta, and he just took me out there. And I remember when he met me at my hotel because I ended up jumping in the car with him, and he was telling me, I was telling him, I said, well, I need some lotion or whatever. We'll get you some lotion. And he's like, we'll get you some lotion. And I was like, okay. So we went and stopped by the store. He got me some lotion, and then we went to go eat. And this man ordered crab legs the first date. I was like, dang, normally people don't do that kind of stuff, but he obviously felt comfortable. And he was like,
Kind of sloppy.
yeah, he felt comfortable around me. And then he said that what really got him was when I took him by the arm, and he said I kind of leaned in on him. And I was like, I was just being sweet and like, let's go get tea or some coffee afterwards. Let's just chit chat. And he was on call, and he was like, well, he invited me back to his house, whatever. He's like, I'm really tired, but I'm enjoying my time with you. But I want to just take a quick nap. I really don't want this to end, but like I just want to take a quick nap, and then we can hang out some more. So when we got back to his place, he had assured me that the police was across the street because the mayor lived across the street at the time. So he was like, you can call your mom and let her know that you're coming over here. I'm gonna show you that the police is there. I'm not that type of man to do anything to you. And I was like, okay. So once I followed him to his house, he showed me the police across the street. He was like, if you want to go over there, you can talk to him. You can call your mama. And I was like, okay. And then he showed me around, and he was like, okay. He showed me to a guest area to watch TV. And he's like, I'm gonna take a nap for a little bit. You can just relax. And he did exactly that. And we woke up, and he was like, all right, let's go to Top Golf. Went to Top Golf. Somebody recognized him while we were out, and they wanted to take a picture with Gregory. And Gregory said, no, I'm on a date. And I thought it was really sweet. And we spent the whole weekend together. Then we went to go eat afterwards, I think at Bar Taco to get tacos that night. And then the next day we hung out at Pascal's. And we were having a good time. And I just knew how comfortable I felt with him. And he was really sweet. And we talked about marriage. We talked about all those things. And he was like, what do you want out of life? And I was like, I just want to have a family, and I want something small. Like, of course, I have my own career, but I said I want something small and like a little side job just to support my family. I just want to be the rock, and I want a man to support me in whatever it is that I love to do. And he said, you know what? It just sounds like you need to be with me. And I was like, you know what? And he's like, he started asking me about, he's like, well, what kind of wedding do you want? He started asking this is the first weekend we hung out. And I was like, oh, I want something small, as long as we have a home to come home to, like a house. And he was like, do you think you can come back here? And I looked around, and I said, yeah. I was like, it was, it was a nice home, and, with a nice house. And I said, I can make this a home. And he was like, that's what I need. And I was like, okay, well. And then after that, we started talking. I got back on the plane. I saw my aunt that weekend, and I was telling her about him and telling my cousins about him. And then I was just like, I got back on the plane. I remember Like, dang, I think this man gonna be my husband. I automatically felt like that.
So you would say that it was love at first link up, like
It
you already
was.
felt the vibes.
Yeah, it was very cute. Like we had such a good time. I remember that. And it's like every time I think about it, it just brings me back butterflies. And I lived in DC at the time and he came out to visit. And, I remember we got back together. We took a break for a while. We didn't make things official until maybe about a year later. But we dated for a while, then we took a break because he was unsure if he can still have kids, and I'm so young and all that. We have a 23-year age gap. And I was telling him you gotta
So
live life.
wait, let me pause you real quick, sweetie, because you said you took a break, and I heard year in there, right? So I feel like from the show, they made us feel like it just was a in the DM married. So no, y'all actually had time together.
They did. I've explained that. Like we did some scenes for that, but again, they'll tell the story the way they want to tell it.
Right.
Yeah.
They're gonna cut and paste, baby.
Yeah. So we met in I think it was February of 2020. That's how long it's been.
Oh wow.
Yeah, we met in February 2020, and then we made things official the following year, like in April time frame. We made things official because we took a break. We dated for a while. We took a break for a couple of months because he was like, "I'm unsure. You're so young, and I know you want a family. I don't know if I'm old. I'm too old for that." And I was like, "You gotta live life to the fullest. You got one life to live. Like you gotta live it today. Don't worry about what everybody else is gonna think about you." So we ended up getting back together, and it was around the springtime. He was visiting me in DC. The cherry blossoms were blooming, and that's why my wedding, it was kind of like DC cherry blossom theme. I wanted cherry blossom because it just whenever we really make things official, and I wanted to kind of bring that era back to life.
So and hearing you talk about him and how you look, like the typical gold digger. They can't tell you details about the first date and how they feel and light up. Like this looks genuine. Like it looked genuine on the show to me. But like talking to you and just hearing you explain and seeing your face light up, that's not the characteristics of a gold digger or you know what I mean? Like I just don't like that. And to be a little messy.
Right.
I feel like some people mad because your situation happened a lot younger in your life than maybe others.
Right. That's right. You got people that's hating. That's all. Maybe they just wish it was them and they could have did things differently. But this is my story to tell.
Yeah. And happiness looks good on y'all.
It really does.
Thank you.
So how did he propose, girl?
Okay, well, I was in Jamaica. We were in Jamaica for a wedding, and he decided to propose one of the last days that we were there. And I remember being in the hotel room. I was kind of tired, and I was like, "Babe, I just want to I don't feel like putting no makeup on. I just kind of want to go eat, and then let's go sit out on the beach our last night." And he was like, "Babe, it's our last night. Put some makeup on." So I was suspecting something. And so we ended up going to eat, and then we sat through this Jamaican concert. And I'm not that big of a fan of Jamaican type music. And he was like, "Oh, I got us some backstage passes." I was like, "Gregory, now I ain't in the mood for that." So then he ordered some champagne. And I was like, because I hear him talk, I see him talking to the waiter. And he was all like, "Hey, man, can you get us some champagne or whatever?" I'm like, "You ain't ordered no champagne the whole night." So I feel like he's about to do something. So my stomach started hurting, right? Like my stomach started. I'm like, "Oh, Lord, he about to do something." He about to propose. So he tells me to stay right there. And I guess he went to go talk to somebody. And on the stage, a host comes out. He's playing this trivia game with the audience. And he's like, "We're going to call someone on stage. And he's going to bring him up. And he won a prize earlier with his girlfriend." And I'm like, "I've been with this man all day. What prize did he win? He didn't win no damn prize." So, so I'm like, "Oh,
you
Lord."
prize.
So he called Gregory up. He's like, "We're going to ask Gregory Lunsford to come up with his lovely girlfriend." So I get up stage. I say, "Oh, man, he about to propose." I knew he was going to propose. So then the guy was like, what can we do to make your visit even greater while you're in Jamaica? You know, what would you want? And I was like, I don't know. Someone was like, a massage. I was like, yeah, I could take another one of the massages or whatever. So then I was like, yeah, massage. He's man, you don't want the massage. He's like, Gregory got something to ask you. I turned around, he was on one knee. And then he pulled out the ring. I was like, God dang, he hit me with that rock. I was like, you know, I
Let
was
me see
shocked
that
and I
rock one more
cut.
time. Oh, woo! All right now.
He hit me
Yes,
with this ring,
sir.
and I was, and this is the shape that I wanted, but I had no idea that he would like get it so big. I actually took him to the jewelry store and showed him kind of what I wanted, but I never thought he would get it like big like that. And I was like, you did that for me. You know,
Ooh,
I
baby,
didn't ask
that
that.
song got some clarity to it too.
I thought it was sweet, and I started crying, and I hugged him, and we just walked around, and then we went back to the room, and I just like cuddled with him. I was like, "Oh, thanks, babe." I was like, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe we're really doing this," you know. And we got engaged, and I was like, "Well," and I was saying during one of the first episodes of the Hoedown, when they were saying, like I said, access to the money, I was explaining something to them, and I was like, you know, we were talking about engagement. I said that things kind of switched up after we got engaged. In a way, I felt like he was giving me more access, and we went to the golf course, and he was like, "Oh, but she can get whatever she wants," and I was like, "Access to the money." I was like, you know, he was like, you should get whatever she want or whatever. And I was like, you know, you get special treatment. Like, I was already getting great treatment, but like when we got engaged, like Gregory was just so sweet. And I was like, okay, look, access to the money.
And it's like, be for real in that scene particularly, especially with women who have been married for years. You know what I'm saying? You know what that feels like when you first in love with somebody and y'all start combining assets, as you're
Yes.
saying you were speaking about. Y'all know what it feels like. So I know when you said that phrase, they eyes lit up like, good phrase for the promo.
They had to attack that. And it's like I explained a lot of things in that scene. I was like, you know, I didn't come in this marriage or this relationship. I didn't have any bills when I moved down here. I was working 2 jobs at one point before, you know, and I had no bills. I paid off my timeshare, and you know, Gregory was saying I like her bag. And you know, it's the truth. You do like what I bring to the table. Like it's not really about financially either, but you know,
You don't have a lot of baggage.
I didn't have a lot of baggage. I didn't bring any of my burdens. I didn't have anything. So, you know, I was doing well by myself, and you know, it was just easy for us to be together. I didn't have no baggage. I didn't have no bills.
You didn't bring a mud shot or none of that.
None of that. You know, I didn't bring no drama. Like everything was just easy being with each other for the both of us. It was a benefit.
Okay, now before we touch the show, you talked about the military a little bit. Can you talk to us a little bit about that and what your experience was like?
Yes. I was in the Air Force Reserves. Originally, I was a pharmacy tech. I really enjoyed medicine. I love learning about medicine. I didn't quite like learning. I mean, I didn't like being in the actual pharmacy, but I love learning about medications and like the adverse reactions, the brand name generic, and learning those different things. I actually at one point wanted to go back to being an instructor to teach pharmacy for the Air Force. And well, actually in Metsi, they teach to all of the armed forces. And I actually thought about that at one point, but I took another turn, and I actually volunteered for an active duty assignment, and I was doing program coordinating work, and I was information analyst, and I was doing that for a while. And I actually went on, and I was on active duty for at least about almost 2 years, and I enjoyed it. Like it was a lot of fun. You know, I was able to gain a lot more benefits. And I love active duty. When those little girls see you and they say thank you, and people say thank you for serving, it makes you feel good. It makes you feel good, you know. And I felt like I was somebody. I felt like I had a purpose in life when I'm serving people, and I'm doing good for my community and doing good for other people, and I'm helping someone. I feel like I have a purpose. Like that's all that matters to me. And I've explained that on the show. But again, they gonna paint it however they want to paint it. But after active duty, after I came off active duty, I actually moved to DC because I had now a new job, career field. I got into a different career field outside the medical field, and that's when I got into the intelligence community. And I was a
The what
contract.
community? Say
Don't
one more
think too
time.
much about that though.
No, I'm just putting the emphasis on
The
intelligence.
intelligence community.
Okay.
I have a military child that's also doing what you do, and he won't tell me nothing about his job, so I
Right.
understand
You can only say so much. You can only say so much.
Anyway, if I tell you, I got to kill you.
Right. You can only say so much, and you got to have an official need to know. So I enjoyed my time. While I was in the Air Force, I worked. I was on active duty, but I worked part time. I had a secret clearance. I worked part time for the National Security Agency to upgrade my clearance, and I upgraded to a top secret, so it opened more doors for me, and that's how I ended up getting into the intelligence
Yes, hey,
community.
baby.
Yeah, so people got to put their pride aside and do what you got to do to make it to the top. And I was making good money, living my best life, and the only thing that I was missing was just like having a family and having a husband. That's what I wanted.
Now I'll be a little messy again because I feel like this is the part that we always miss on shows like this, especially when someone is brought in for a particular motive, right? Because we heard where you're from, saying, but after that it shifts to a whole different storyline. You get what I'm saying? So to hear all these wonderful achievements that you made and just how successful you were on your own in your own right, you know what I'm saying? I want to ask, did Eleanor know these things? Because she was basically continuously just like, oh, well, you didn't have nothing, you was nobody, and you went searching for Greg. But to me, and correct me if I'm wrong, if I misheard, she was the one who kind of got you to come to the show, and y'all had some type of relationship. So it's like, if you know these things, why you playing with me?
She does know. She does know. It's just like that's just what she chooses to do. I don't know why. I think she's insecure. Maybe she feels threatened by my position and what I offer to the show. I think that she knows that, but she just refused to acknowledge it. And she downplays everything that I do. I don't know why. She has more of a bigger platform than I do. She's been on the show for years, so I guess she thought that she was going to be able to sabotage my name and maybe make her friend look better. I don't know, but I just think that's kind of trashy of her, and it says a lot about her character. And I'm a shine bright no matter what. I don't care how much dirt she try to throw on me, but I'm always gonna shine bright. Right. And it's gonna be the pig with the lipstick.
That's right. Because I got the feeling, because I wrote a message in your chat. I was like, everybody was coming at you, and it pissed me off because I'm like, y'all don't think that this woman didn't sit here and befriended her to try to get her tea so she could throw it back in her face on the show. Like, I don't understand why people don't understand the whole reality show thing. And she knew what she was doing the whole time. Like,
she did.
I feel like she was very dark this season. Very, very dark. And, whenever she first came, I felt like, some of her little shade was funny and stuff, but now it's like it's always negative, and I can't
negative all the time.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And let's just be clear. Don't be vindictive and try to mask it as shade. We all like a good, shady, fun joke, but when it turns vindictive and it's hurtful, it's like you got to look at yourself, because just like we're watching, because I think that a lot of times what seasoned vets fail to realize is us as watchers, that stuff read completely through the screen.
Right.
Right. So when you are authentically yourself and you stay true to yourself, because me and Niecy, we talk about this a lot of times about me, because I'm an artist, I do music, and I'm very hard on myself and how I show up on the camera. So that alone, that pressure of being in front of people because people are cool, they say whatever, to then have somebody next to you who you think you're cool with and you're building a bond with, for you to try to make me look a certain way on camera, like I couldn't imagine, and I commend you. Now I don't know what you did when the camera went off, but you didn't slap nobody on camera, so I commend you because I don't know if I could have been so sweet after the tea. Okay,
it was very hard. Listen, it was very hard because I was cussing and fussing people out for sure, especially for her. I was cussing her out.
It's the total opposite, and it's a damn shame that I have to be the bigger person every time.
Because I was just like, she had a motive, she had a motive behind why she befriended me. And in the beginning, she told me she wanted me to, she was trying to coach me in a way to like go after the ex-wife. And I'm like, no, there should be no reason. Because
wait a minute, wait.
I said that all along.
Wait. Can you say that one more time?
She wanted me to go after the ex-wife.
What?
Yes, she definitely did. And she also wanted me to be on the show because she said that it would help me, but also help her out as well with the storyline, because she had nothing to fall back on. She had no businesses. She had nothing. So she said that
Eleanor,
she had no man to fall back on. And she told me that. So I was like, I knew she was talking crap. I was just like, whatever, filtering through what she was saying, because I don't know Gregory's ex-wife like that. So it was just like, she was telling me how she felt about her. And I don't know why I don't know why she is still friends with her. Just really don't. Well, I do know why. I do know why she's still friends, because I think that, she may need somebody to feel with, because you still have to keep genuine, authentic relationships. And as you see on the show, that kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? That kind of went away from her because a lot of the ladies weren't getting along with her. Right. And you still have to maintain friendships in order to feel like, it has to feel genuine. I can't just show up to work and be like, hey girl, and catch that. Like, it's just, you got to be able to maintain some relationships. And I think a lot of the ladies were saying that they weren't friends with her. And I think that Elaine at this point wants, she kind of has the upper hand. And that's the only one that's willing to keep it afloat with her, with the conversation in the relationship. And none of the other ladies haven't really been talking to her.
Right.
So like, as you can tell, she can talk crap about the ex on YouTube and about Quad. She ain't gonna do nothing, because in a way she kind of got a hold on her, because she the only one that's willing to invite her back into the group. So I kind of feel like she kind of like, that's the only way she has back in.
Yeah, because she kind of messed up the relationship between her and Phaedra. Shout out to Phaedra. I have fallen more in love with Phaedra after watching her on this season of Married to Medicine, and then watching her on Traders. And I really just like her personality and who she's evolving into, because we're supposed to grow and evolve till the day we die. And I don't understand why people get stuck in that. We're not perfect. We all make mistakes. But when you see that what you're doing is turning people off, it's okay to change.
It's okay to change. I think that she's trying to turn a new leaf from the past. And with her being a Married to Medicine, she's probably, she doesn't come off as maybe her old self or what people are used to being or seeing from Phaedra. And I think that, like, to me, in our season and on our show, I think that she plays more of the mediator in some of the situations. I think that she is, she's getting older. She wants to be a different person. And, I think that she's trying to change,
Well, I was talking about Eleanor, because I've always liked Phaedra. But I was talking about Eleanor because she's been on the season for 9 years now. And it's like, it was so funny how they did the reunion showing those old clips, because
she got work.
You with your other face, ma'am. Why you be so hard on him?
Not only that, she got to think it back to how she came on the show. Like her house didn't look like it looked right now. Like, of course, once you accumulate more wealth, you know, you could buy more nice things.
Right.
And I just wish she would rewind and see what her house was looking like before she started getting these checks and start paying off them student loans and stuff, baby. Because I don't understand how you're gonna try to belittle somebody whenever you know that, you know, y'all might have, you might be a dentist, and I love her husband, his attitude, like he's a doctor, but still I'm sure y'all had massive student loans and other bills to pay off, you know, in order to be able to afford some of the, you know, much
Right.
luxurious things, you know what I'm
And
saying?
she wouldn't be where she was if it wasn't for the show, to be honest. And she's admitted that. So it's just like for you to be like, oh, you know, you come from nothing. Like you come from nothing. The only reason why you got what you got is because of the show. You was able to pay your bills because of the show. So and then
Mhm.
for you to say I come from nothing, if you want to be technical, you take the show out of it and the finances that we earn from the show. Yeah, I mean, like we really would be in the same realm of like
Mhm.
I'm the wife on the show that actually works a job. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mhm.
they wouldn't have what they have if it wasn't for the show. Now, if you take away from the show, I'm the only wife that earns the money that I earn. I may earn great money and I'm still working. So it's just like you can't be like, oh, she come from nothing and she just now getting started. She just went behind the ears. Like, girl, I'm the only one that actually works because um Toya wouldn't be where she's at without the show. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, I'm just saying.
Right.
Speaking of other cast members, right? Because I'm gonna pause on the messiness right now because I really grown to like Simone a lot. Dr. Simone, I think she would be so fun to hang out with. What is your relationship with Dr. Simone and Toya? Because you know how the reunions are on reality shows. It's the couches show who rock with who, right?
Right.
And you guys, the couch, I'm sorry to say, but I'm gonna say it, looked so happy, so light. You know,
Our
the
side of
other
the
couch
couch.
was just real stiff. What is their relationship like with that? I'm being
You
for
know
real.
what? I have a lot of fun with Toya and Simone when we are together. Like Simone is really fun. She's the most, I would say on the cast, she's very authentic. She's very warm. I call her Mama Simone sometimes. I'm like Mama Simone. We joke around. And when I'm on the phone with Simone, we on the phone for at least an hour and a half.
Mm-hmm.
And then like with Toya gives me like this big sister vibe. Now we may not agree with everything, but she has a good heart, and she gives great advice for her being a mother, her being a wife, and she's very like laid back. She reminds me of like a big sister I never had.
She don't give a fuck. She
Mm-hmm.
gives no fucks, and I love it.
She don't.
I seen the video of her today, baby, and her and Heavenly was out to eat or something, and she was
We don't know
like,
her.
uh,
Elaine.
I'm whatever her name is. They were out to eat, and she was like, I'm sorry. I'm like, this woman don't mean none of this. She was
Right.
saying
And that's the
sorry to
thing, like, that
everybody.
I kind of have a problem with is because, like, you can apologize one day, but you're going to go back doing the same thing. And I just feel like with
Right.
my season being the new person, I think that, I understand that there has to be a villain on the show. There has to be
Mhm.
some shade thrown. But I feel like in my case, being my first season, and not even just being my first season, I feel like it's just gone too far. And it was too
Yeah.
much on me.
Yeah.
And like
It
I
was
said, it's
Malik.
all for no reason. There was no reason for us to really have that deep of a beef. She started that. And now
Yeah.
she's trying to link up and trying to, throw dirt on my husband's name. And I just think that that's a dirty bitch.
And let's be real and let's be clear. There is a difference between, coming to an ensemble cast, not knowing somebody and they're the villain. So, it's shady. But when you have a relationship, you thinking that you're building a relationship with somebody and then they turn, that's another thing. And
Right.
also, the light shade, like I said, is cool, but coming for people's households and families and stuff like that, and you can't handle it back to yourself, that's the problem. Because I'm always with, if you can
Then you
take
better
it,
be
then you can dish it.
People can dish it, but they damn sure can't take it.
You better be ready to take it. And see, that's the thing. What's wrong with Eleanor? She can dish it, but she can't take it. Like she cannot handle it. She was talking about I feel like if you talk about my man, I'm gonna lose my religion. Well, when you talk about my man, get ready to convert to being an atheist because you're gonna lose your religion with it every time. Like, girl, what's wrong with you?
Baby.
So let's put Eleanor on ice for a second. Let's talk about the Dr. Jackie situation, right?
Okay.
I want because I want to ask two things because I want to transition into the health side of things, right? That's a little more serious. For me and Aunt Niecy, and then obviously you. How did you feel that Jackie received you initially?
I honestly think that Jackie did not fully give me a fair chance. I think that she, I don't know, she kind of came off as kind of like, in a way, kind of pretentious. She was kind of elitist, kind of her nose stuck up, at times. I felt like that's what I got, maybe she may not feel that she came off that way, but I did. And, I kind of looked up to Jackie because she's the oldest. And from what I've seen, on social media and things I've seen of her, like, she was supposed to be the one, like the problem solver, bring people together and, be the mediator. And at times I didn't really see that from her. I saw that all I saw she was good friends with Heavenly. And I just felt like she wasn't, and to me, I like birds of a feather flock together. And when you would laugh at the stuff that she was doing and you thought that was cute and funny, it wasn't cute and funny to me. It was disrespectful. And there was times I felt like I would be there to support Jackie, but unfortunately, I didn't really feel like the same support was in return. Like I didn't feel like she gave that. And I just got to a point where, I just saw a little bit of like mean girl behavior and along with Eleanor. And I didn't like that. I was saying birds of the feather flock together. And at that point, when you present that mean girl behavior, now I feel that you're my peer. You're no longer my elder. And, elders are supposed to provide wisdom to, to the young folks. And I just wasn't feeling that. So at that point, I was like, well, your friend over here getting in Alicia's face, calling her a bitch and all this kind of stuff. And you keep thinking it's money. Well, I thought that we was able to use the word B word and you was going to be okay with it. Because evidently you think it's funny when she said it. So by the time we got to Hilton Head, I was just kind of like, look, here we are at Hilton Head. Y'all been asking me to get over things that happened just a few weeks ago and all that. And, I was getting married. It was very sensitive time in my life. And I wasn't fully just quite over it. And now the shoe is on the other foot. And now it's like, oh, we got to be compassionate and empathetic and sympathetic of Jackie's situation. And I just wasn't feeling it for Jackie. And it was what it was. I was just like, look, by the time you get your ass out here in Hilton Head, we ain't taking you to the damn airport. We can't go to a whole city because your man cheated. You done forgave the man. So bring your ass up here to Hilton Head. It's like, what is wrong with you? So
I would have been like this, like, yes, let's go to Hilton Head. I still got my man, girl. Like, what? You don't want
and
to
then
go
it was the fact that Simone has always been a friend to Jackie, just like Simone said on the show. Dr. Simone, put some respect on it, okay? Dr. Simone said, I've been friends with her since the mid-90s, before you and before this show. So why would anybody like Dr. Simone, with the relationship she have with Dr. Jackie, do something malicious like that? Only you thought about
Anybody to think that I planned a trip for the sole purpose of re-injuring or reopening a wound.
Fuck you.
Right. And it was Eleanor was the one that was making it such a big deal.
Yeah.
It really, to me, it shouldn't have been that big of a deal. And it was just like, clearly you have just, you have one friend in this group, and that's just to Jackie. But obviously, to me, you're not even that much of a friend, because it's like, it's weird at one point, because it's like you over there protecting her and her feelings, but Curtis is the one that did it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Exactly.
To me, answer this and tell me, do you think I'm wrong or right? Okay, ask Sweet Tea. This is the ask Sweet Tea portion. Okay, I know we've been asking this shit all the time. This one.
okay.
So, do you feel, because what I see is that, because you clearly shown, and we can see that with our own eyes, that really the only person that Eleanor has left to cling on to is Dr. Jackie, right?
Mm-hmm.
I see her making situations to where she can look like, I got your back. I'm saving you. But you creating the situation.
Right, she's creating the situation. She is definitely. And I think that Jackie has to be able to speak up more, because it's like, you can't be over here talking about representing all Black women when you can't even speak up for yourself. Let's just be real.
Speaking of that, great transition. Now, I'm not sure about the timeline of this, but I know Niecy finna go in, so let me just bring this up, right? From the show, it looked like Dr. Jackie's conversation with Kamala came first, and then they showed you going to the doctor, right? What was the timeline like for that situation, for her old podcast with Heavenly to come out? I mean, Eleanor, excuse me, to come out, when she was basically saying how doctors don't take us serious as Black women because we exaggerate, when in our actuality, you don't have the right to say that because you don't know what it feels like.
Right, to have baby, to have babies or be pregnant. So
Right.
that actually, when I went to the doctor for my endometriosis, that was in the very beginning of the show when I was going to the doctor.
Okay.
They just decided, I didn't get why they decided to show it at the end. So I thought that was interesting that they did that. But when that came out, of course she did that podcast with Heavenly. That was like a couple of years ago, and it finally just resurfaced. I don't know who did it. I'm not sure they were blaming it on Quad, but
it probably was Eleanor.
It probably was.
And I actually asked that at the reunion. I was like, why? Like, I asked her, did you leave this up for clicks and views so you can earn money? And
right, because she knew people was coming over, because while the show was going on, she was going live telling everything.
Right. So that, I just thought it was so random, because it happened around Christmas time. So I thought that was, the show, we wrapped up the show back in June. I think it was June 9th. And then the show aired November 5th. And then that came out the 5th of, that came out Christmas time when that happened with Jackie. So I just thought that, it was on Heavenly's channel. So I just felt like, I wouldn't be surprised if it was her, honestly.
Right.
It was on her page.
I just think it's like totally messed up. I talk about maternal fetal health a lot because of the disparities that exist in our community. People don't seem to be aware that as a Black woman, you 3 to 4 times more likely to go in there and die giving birth, or a year leading up after you have the baby. And for her to sit there and say some of the things that has been out there, I've heard it my entire career, that doctors they think Black people can take more pain than white people.
They think we don't even have it.
That pissed me off. Whenever I saw that, I was like in tears, because I'm like, how are you setting up here as a doctor saying this? And I know she apologized, but I don't feel like it was real. It seemed like something somebody wrote up to it for her to apologize. I don't believe the tears. I may get in trouble for saying this, but I believe she got a God complex because of her doctor status. Now, I said it, don't edit it out.
Yes, ma'am.
And it's like I really want people to understand how serious it is for us in particular in giving birth, and I'm not gonna forget my indigenous sisters also.
Right.
But Black Maternal Health Week is April 11th through the 17th,
Okay.
and I don't think people are aware that maternal health starts even before you get pregnant. Like it's a lot of stuff that you got to do, to get your body prepared and stuff like that, especially whenever you're going through endometriosis, or I had several massive fibroids since teenage years, and I was told that I wasn't going to be able to have kids. So I just want you to know that, even though man says no, God told me yes twice.
Right.
Yeah.
And hold on to that.
Yeah.
And my daughter is going through a little bit of that, and I told her don't be totally focused on what they're saying.
Right.
Continue to live your life, and if it just so happens you're going to need help getting pregnant, it's going to come in the future.
Yes.
But I think she sits around and worry about it so much, and I think that also adds stress to your body. You get what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
It
And
does.
and I know it's easier said than done, because I was that woman that was totally in fear since I was 16 years old that I wasn't going to be able to have any kids because of the status of my female reproductive problems. So I'm gonna be praying for you. I know I can see it in your face how at the doctor saying how you were, like taking in your diagnosis.
Yeah.
And I felt that. I felt that.
I just did not know what to expect, what they were going to tell me either at the doctor. Whenever, I was just, it was,
Mhm.
when you go into the doctor, cameras in your face and all that, you feeling nervous because it's like, people are like, oh, she already knew because the how she was looking. That's like, I didn't know nothing. I was just trying to, like, I'm just now, this is one of my first things that I did. And it was just kind of like, everybody in the room filming me too. So I'm like, trying to take it in.
Let me say this. I want to touch and agree with her in prayers for you. Because just like she said, I'm a preacher's daughter, two preachers' granddaughter on both sides. And
Oh my goodness.
we have to stop putting our trust in men anyway. If that's what you want, you claim it, it's yours. Because I actually did almost die having my daughter. So it did bother me because her being a Black woman, the Black doctors and the Black nurses need to be more honest with their Black patients, because the medical system in the United States is not built for us and our well-being to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
So to lack that empathy in a profession that you've been, and she cried on that reunion saying, just that one statement just tore down all that I've done in all these years. But see, when you are honest and you are authentic, we as humans know people make mistakes, So if you make a mistake and you really remorseful about it, we can get past that. Look at the whole history of entertainment period. How much crazy stuff have people done and we done got past it?
Right.
So it's like, it's not about the statement and you being so focused on how people look at you. It's about how you made us feel as Black women who've actually gone through it. Because even though I don't particularly like her, I did respect her for her profession that she had and everything like that. But now I don't mess with you. And I really feel like, and I probably shouldn't say this with Sweet Tea on the camera, so let me put my disclaimer up, everyone. Let me get it up right quick. Kamala should have went and talked to Dr. Simone. Okay? All right.
Yes, ma'am. I agree because it wasn't the fact that I'm bringing this sensitive, very emergent issue to the table. It was that I'm meeting with the vice president. At this point in my career, I'm meeting with the vice president. Like, lady, it's supposed to be about your patients and their well-being and actually taking action and doing something.
I agree with that.
Like I totally went in on her on one live because I just think it's insensitive, and I feel like whenever she cries, she is crying for herself, the narcissist in her. I still don't think that she understands the full impact of saying things like that, and for her to be an OBGYN, that whole field was built on the backs of Black women.
Right.
I'm sorry.
And it would like bother me because they would ask questions, and if you're not in the medical field, you really don't know. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't gonna keep going in on her because I be out of character. But that issue is very important to me, and one that I wish they would cover more on the show.
Yeah, I think they should have. She did issue another apology at the reunion. They didn't air it, but I actually did say something to her. There was like, what? Well, they asked me why didn't I post anything to support Jackie and what she was going through, and I just had to be honest. And I just had to be honest. And I was like, Jackie, I think that you are a good doctor. You're a great doctor. However, I just felt like I didn't get a lot of support from you when I was going through what I was going through.
Right.
And your best friend sits here and shades me, and I had to watch her on live. Just allow her to do that, and you didn't speak up for me.
So you actually lived it 3 times, whereas normal cast members live it twice. They live it in real time and then they watch it back. But you had to live it in real life.
Yes.
Listen to all these live broadcasts on YouTube.
Right. And
then do the reunion and the season. So I want to ask, and I'm being for real, I'm not even being funny or shady. How is your mental health after being so stressed out? Because it wasn't just stress from the show, but we watched you being physically stressed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and you still show up with a smile on your face, laughing. Now you will put a bitch in a place, and we like that.
I was.
But what is it like?
A lot of stress. My mental health. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. I mean, I was going through it. I was so stressed. I remember the day of my wedding. Like, I was in the bathroom. The cameramen were out and all that. And, I wanted to do certain things on my wedding day. I was already stressed from the bachelorette party scene. That was like maybe 2 days prior. And I was still pissed off about that. Like, I was just going through it mentally. And then
like, you really didn't know? You didn't know she was coming?
I had a feeling, but like, I think I just felt like your feelings are more heightened whenever you're on camera, knowing like, people are coming against you to try to embarrass you.
And it's like, why would you want to come though?
I guess for a check, but I just wish that people would just be honest about that, rather than you coming in saying that I offered to pay for the wedding, but why would you do that? If
what?
So terrible.
I missed that.
Yeah, she said some things like that she offered to pay for the wedding and all that. But my thing is like, why would you do that if the man was so bad?
Can we talk about this for a moment? Well, are you okay with it?
Okay.
Now, Quad, I don't dislike you, okay?
Quad, Miss Quad. She got it.
You can have it. You can have it. All right. But on the reunion, to me, it was like, if this man did you so wrong and you're so happy to be free, why do we have to keep reiterating, oh, yes, he had that. Oh, yes, we were together. That's my relationship. Aren't you so happy to be free? Like, I don't get that.
I don't understand either. I don't quite understand it, but they didn't show a lot of that conversation that we had at the reunion.
Social media, you do. You've been making fun of me and my voice. You keep on bringing up Gregory. If you that's Gregory, that's my relationship. Okay, but why do you have to keep bringing it up?
She started bringing up things that happened between them, and how she was hurt by it. And I'm like, that's her story to tell. But regardless, I was like, but you came and you congratulated us. Like, we don't follow you or
Mm-hmm.
anything. You came out of your way and said hello. You congratulated us. You would still attach yourself to his family, although I've already verified and confirmed that they don't talk to you. Then it's you coming to the bachelorette party. Then it's you looking for him. You want to hug his neck. Then whenever we wrap up, now he doing all these things to you, and you feel, it's like it was so terrible. Mind you, he has said nothing but good things about you. He ain't did nothing to you. Hasn't painted you in a negative light. He just says that, he hopes that you're happy, that you should move on. And when we were at the reunion, she was bringing up some things, and I was just like, look, I can pull up the times that when the police was called, he called them on you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was saying, well, that's because he did these things to me or whatever. And I was all like, well, it still doesn't make sense why my husband met up with her maybe about a year and a half ago to refinance on the home. And she's like, well, I did that so you can have something. And I was like, because she had to get her name in the deed. And I was like, no. No, that was court ordered. You had to do that. So, and she was asking to be his friend. I said, well, you were asking to be his friend. And she was like, she didn't want to acknowledge that part, but I was like, you asked to be his friend, and you were asking him to do a favor for you. So I'm really confused with what's going on here. And I said, don't ask him for no favors, don't hug him, and you need to move on. They cut some of that out, and I said, move on.
They were in separate bedrooms, like even before the divorce, like years, like you weren't giving this man none. So I don't understand how you go from, oh, woe is me, he treated me so bad and he didn't take out the trash, but you want to come up to him because he get married, hug his neck, baby. It would have been like this. I was like, hug who?
It's like they were trying to purposely push Sweet Tea's buttons. That's why I commend her.
Young Texas firecracker was fighting with Heavenly, going toe-to-toe with Dr. Chattin, or battling her own health issues. One thing's certain, this tea was brewed.
You sat on that couch with a smile on your face. Now, you did give a couple, excuse me, eyes to the side, but to me, that's why I like certain people that I like. We are entitled to like who we like and be connected with the energy that connects us. But I'm always for the person, good, bad, and ugly. If they can stand on what they stand on, they can accept who they are. You know what I'm saying? And you stand on what you stand on, and I can rock with that. The type of people I can't rock with is the posers that present one thing and there's something totally different. So I commend you and I respect you and I mess with you.
Thank you. I mean, I just, I had to just keep it real at the reunion, and unfortunately, again, Bravo will cut things out, but I just don't like this whole, I'm trying to enjoy my marriage, and I don't like this tour trying to bash my relationship, bash my husband, because it's like, you can't be no lukewarm person. You gotta, you pick a side. Like, if it's good, let it be good. You know what I'm saying? Like, the next day you can't be feeling another way, and the next day, like, it's just, I don't understand that. And the thing is, I have no animosity with her, but it's just like, I just need you to be one thing. Like, if you happy for us, stay in that.
Yeah.
Stay in that.
Let me tell you one thing they didn't leave out. Baby, when Andy said, so do you guys think that you can reconcile? And she said, well, that always, you said no.
Yeah, I said, well, no, because my thing is Eleanor wouldn't acknowledge the things that she's been saying online. And I said, I can't deal with the disrespect. And she said the disrespect. And I'm like, well, you've been talking crap online.
She know what she was doing.
Like, people, I don't care. I don't know. And Toya was saying that, like, she felt like I seemed a little aggressive with her. I'm like, no. The people, at least the viewers that I bring to the show, they know what's going on. They know what's the things that she's been doing. So it's just like, come up here and lie flat out and act like as if you didn't do anything and that you've been nothing but nice to me. That we know that's not the case.
Right. I mean, to even come to your bachelorette party and talk about you at your shit.
Right. And she was talking crap. And I was like, and that's the real reason I wouldn't let her come to the wedding. So it was just like, nah,
And you were
I ain't
so
like her. That was
pressed that
so
you still came in.
you still came in. And not too long ago, a couple months ago, she denied my wedding invitation. Mind you, the wedding had been past months. And she went and denied on the email. I blocked her on my phone and she denied it. Like my wedding was last year in April. I think she did this back in like November time frame when she denied the wedding invitation, although the wedding had already passed. She just silly, just a silly
It
bitch.
gives, I wanted attention when I was younger. I didn't get it. Now I have a light shone on me, so I don't know how to,
I don't know how to act.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
This woman feel like she got the golden ticket. And she can just do what she want with it. She remind me of that girl in the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory that just was bad as hell and all that, and then she ended up that's what she remind me of.
Yeah.
Chewing that gum and she turned purple or something. That's what she remind me of.
Violet. And it shows,
Violet.
I would say that this season showed. Now, I'm not talking about the ones I like, I like Dr. Simone, I like Toya, and I like Phaedra, and I don't have a problem with Quad. But it shows that why y'all had it so emphasis on age. Age doesn't matter when it comes to integrity. Age doesn't matter when it comes to honor, character, respect of others, because it's a lot of these older women. And I talk to Niecy about this all the time because it really bothers me that there's women older than me that will see things about me and hate, when it's like, you're supposed to be teaching me the game, Ghost.
What do you want from me, boy? Teaching me the motherfucking game, Ghost.
Because the girls that's younger than me, it takes nothing from me to tell somebody, look, I've been through this. You might want to try this because this is what I did and this is what happened to me, type of thing.
I guess my question is like, is what reality TV has come to, these fabricated storylines?
Yes, ma'am.
Be mean girls, like, let's put the real back into reality, and that's the whole point. Like, we need real scenarios.
I want to see the interaction between, the wives and the husbands and the kids, and not all these contrived meetups with the girls. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, we hardly even seen Jackie and Simone in their offices. Like, I think maybe 2, maybe 3 episodes actually showed them in the office. Like, I feel like I just feel like Mariah needs to be back on the cast and needs to pull this back to her vision and what she initially wanted on the show.
Shout out to Mariah.
Shout out to Mariah. I love Mariah. I got a chance to meet her, so she's really cool.
I love Mariah.
Mariah and Lake is very cool.
What I would like to see for the show is like us kind of like just showing new things that come out in the medical field, and us going on, some type of like medical mission trips. I was just talking to someone the other day, and I was like, in Jamaica, they have these, I think it's some type of like period. I can't name of it, but like these girls are out of school because they don't have enough sanitary napkins and pads. Like, they don't have enough of those things, and they need that. And I was like, with Jackie, Simone being OBGYNs, and I'm trying to start a nonprofit right now, and I'm like, that would be cool to go out and learn about that, and bring awareness to these situations on the show. And I think that would be great for the platform. Why not?
Instead of using your connections to make it look like a toot my own horn, this is who I'm sitting at the table with, type of thing.
Right. Right. I agree. And I would love to go on like mission trips like that. There's a lot of young girls that need guidance, that need support. And we go to some of these countries and see what the issues are, learn more about it, educate the world about it, and, just bring awareness, and they can, donate money, help, support the cause or whatever the issue may be. And I just think that, like, I would love for the platform to do that. And, I'm all about volunteering, philanthropy. That's my passion.
Yeah. And it seemed like Dr. Jackie was on that before she became so in cahoots with Eleanor, you know, with her fit camp things that she used to do and stuff like that. I like that side of her. It's like you are the oldest. So stop letting somebody so messy influence you, because it's really not cute. Like us as viewers, we don't want to see that. I really like what Phaedra said as far as like her relationship. Maybe her and Apollo could have maybe worked through some things, because when it counts, they do rally around each other. And that's the type of things that we want to see, because like you said, when it comes to this whole reality TV thing, we get the same from every network. Just drama on top of drama on top of drama. And it doesn't matter. It's always us most of the time. The majority is us. You know, they have their little mess, but it's never on the level of us. Right. And it's time for our people to be able to turn the TV on and see people to be like, if she can do it, I can do it.
Right.
Like, I'm tired of the bullshit. Now, it's fun being a little messy and a little joke sometimes.
A little messy, a little shady, but I feel like this season was malicious. Period. You know what I'm saying? Like, I started back watching it like, I can't believe this. Like, I can't believe this. And I thought I'd seen everything, you know, working with reality TV stars. It took a real dark turn.
Yeah. And some people, I mean, I even got backlash as well whenever, you know, with me cussing at Jackie and stuff like that. But
hey, we're waiting for you. And Jeff got on the phone with Kelly with a very nasty demeanor.
Or saying, you know, shading the women because they're old.
Baby, stand on.
I was about to say, and speaking of, listen, I want to dedicate my song, F You, to Sweet Tea.
You want to say it out and so it makes you feel better to get it out. What do you wish you not to say?
Sweet Tea, whenever you feel in the mood, baby, go stream F You by EsessionByEnicole and blast it on all your systems.
I'm definitely
you need to play just a smidgen for us. I said you need to play just a little bit for us so she'll know what to expect.
I will.
I'm sick and tired of being there for you. You don't even have a clue. Yeah, those good old days are through. No more bending over backwards, not for no one, not for you. Let me break it down and tell you what I really mean. You gon' feel me missing when I am not on the scene.
Yes, you gonna make sure you send it to me too.
I will. But in wrapping up, I know you spoke about nonprofit that you want to start. I actually am about to start a nonprofit myself. Tell us what you have coming up and where and how us and the people can support you.
So I had to get someone to help me with my website. I'm coming out with my company, TheeEnicole, and I'll be selling, you know, teas for taste, you know, herbal teas and medicinal teas for menstrual pain and also fertility tea. So I'm been coming out with different types of teas, you know, for health. And I'll be selling t-shirts, teacups, teapots. You know, I'm just gonna run around with that name T. I'm gonna capitalize on
it.
Yes. Not only that, I also plan on having a nonprofit. My nonprofit will be called No Mo. And I don't know if you ever remember the.
I'm done.
Sorry. All right, I'll take you. You can just mess with me. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, edit that out. But my name of my nonprofit will be called No Mo. No Mo. And remember, I don't know if you've seen, it was Simone, and she's like, is it no more or no mo? And I was like, no mo. I'm gonna make the world say no mo one day.
That is so funny. I feel like we have a lot in common because my first Facebook name was No Mo Lovey Dovey.
No Mo Lovey Dovey.
Yeah. And coming from the country, baby, that's how we say it. We say no mo.
And I'm gonna make the world say no mo one day because it's gonna be networking outreach. And networking outreach movement and organization. That's going to be the name of my nonprofit, and we're going to reach out and just, you know, give back to our community, raise awareness to mental health, homelessness, to address those issues, women with, women that are in need, women and children, veterans. I want to be able to have my program reach out to everybody and provide resources. So that is my passion. That's what I've always wanted to do. And I hope to be able to showcase that on the show.
Nice. And so you guys know her link will definitely be in the description. Y'all know how I get down over here. So make sure y'all go over to that description and you follow Sweet Tea and you support her, because that's the number one thing I stand on here in the galaxy. We have to support each other. We have to.
We do. I really appreciate it. This has been an awesome conversation. And you guys so laid back.
We just chill.
Very real.
It's like, you go to Zoom and somebody reading from the book, like exactly, and all this stuff. I said, no, that ain't our interview style over here. We like to just have conversations, and like we all sitting in the same living room. But I do want to touch on your nonprofit. Please let me know when you get it together, because I would definitely volunteer. My husband, actually, his job is he works with veterans, help them get their benefits. He's an RN also. And you touched on the mental health situation, and a lot of people don't realize the connection between veterans, mental health, and homelessness. So I would love to work with that and helping, show them their resources, because a lot of vets they don't know. They're not aware of resources, and people do not know. And it should be that any homeless vet should be on the streets, because baby, you sign up for your money, because evidently something was going on, and you need to sign up for your money and stuff. And that's something that we do and we push. He has about, I think, like 30 vets that he's servicing right now.
Oh, awesome.
And I just love that. I love that you touched on a lot of things that I'm passionate about. And mental health, maternal health, veterans is definitely right up my alley.
Well, I can't wait to work with you, because I'm all about helping out the troops and giving back, because I've been in their shoes, and I know what it's like to be there and not knowing certain things, and especially with me being such a young airman, and certain things weren't told to me, and once I got out, I didn't know where to start, where to go, and now that I have that knowledge, I want to spread it.
I will go in the military. I got my RN license at 19. I would have went in the military for at least 3 to 5 years, baby. Because you get so many GI Bill benefits, and no student loans.
I know it.
Yeah, so people need to be more aware of that.
So, Sweet Tea, we really appreciate you coming through to chatting it up with. Don't be a stranger over here, because we got your back, okay?
Exactly.
Thank you.
Make sure that you guys hit that like button on your way out. Make sure that you hit subscribe if you haven't already. And don't forget to go down to the description and click on Sweet Tea's link and support her, you guys, because all we got is us. I'll see y'all next time.
Bye.
Yeah, bye.
Welcome to my galaxy. Welcome to my galaxy. This is EsessionByEnicole. You can always call me E, but don't never call me Nicole. Your presence is appreciated. Please be sure to hit that like button and that subscribe. It's always a vibe. In my galaxy.
Hey, it's Sean Dufresne from Ready to Love, and you are watching my girl, TheeEnicole.
Tasha Lyons telling you to tune into TheeEnicole.
This is Samson from Ready to Love, and you're tuned into The
TheeEnicole.
It's Winter from Love America DC, and you're tuned in to TheeEnicole.
Make sure you guys